OG Go salute. Waiting for some. Well, where's everyone? That's what I'm saying. You already know Butcher Gang, salute was good. That's right. People starting to come in now. People starting to tune in. Waiting for some more people to tune in. Waiting more people to tune in. You already know $ fast, slow. Y'all hear me clearly? Y'all hear me good? You already know Patrick, salute. King Alfred, aka Big South, salute. What it do? Salute to the whole DC. You already know. Y'all hear me good? All right, good. Yeah, let me see how many people's in here. Get a little bit more people in here before I start tuning in and everything. All right, good. Thank you. Yeah, I just tried the mic. Y'all see that I got my backdrop on now. You know what I'm saying? My little backdrop and everything like that now. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you like the Big Scratch interview and everything too, man. I incorporated that. I put that out there for a reason. That reason will be understood in a minute as we get on. All right, so let me get into it, man. Thanks for everybody for tuning in to Kross TV Network. Y'all already know that's Kross with a K. Today's book club, we're going to talk about the Bushido Warrior Code and some of the things in there, because a lot of y'all always keep asking me, somebody $fat bro, he works with, somebody said something else in the comments, pardon me, y'all. The Bushido Warrior Code, a lot of people ask me, always ask me, Mel Kross, what type of books you read. I like some of the principles you stand on. I like how your mind is and everything like that, whatever. So as I promised y'all, I was going to make me a book club and everything, and in this book club, I'll pick a book, I'll pick a book, or y'all can pick a book on what, we should elaborate on, or, and so forth and so on, and, introduce different books to people, that's trying to, incorporate and embody better principles, or things to stand on, and just to open your mind and everything like that. So what we're gonna do today, I'm gonna do something a little different today. Hit them likes, hit them subscribes. Everybody that's tuning for the first time, I appreciate y'all for tuning. Everybody that always been there for day one, I appreciate y'all, kings and queens, princes and princesses. You know what I mean? What we're gonna do for the first time is those that have my phone number, you know what I'm saying, that I know and everything like that, they can call in, we can have a little open discussion segment where, people could call in. People that's following me on Instagram, they can be able to get in contact with me and call me while we on live also. We could do it from that way. But let me speak first for a little while, and then when it's time for, for the calls and everything like that, people could call in and everything, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get into remember how I left off last live when I was speaking about why I don't identify or like to call myself a black man, and I gave y'all the definition of black and what that mean to me. So it's ironic for y'all maybe to look at why my backdrop will have black in it, and with the gray in the area, it comes kind of like the same color as my shirt. I wasn't even planning to do it, but now that I look at it, it's kind of like identical. But black, I put it up there is because all light comes from darkness. You know what I'm saying? In our darkest moments in our life and everything like that, man. You know what they say, we don't make us, will only make us stronger. Whatever don't kill us, to make us stronger. In that darkness and everything, man. You know who you are, what you willing to die for, what means more to you than anything in this world. And it measures you and lets you know how strong, you really are. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of light that comes from darkness. You know what I'm saying? But I identify that for right now. But I always recognize there is a gray area because everything ain't always absolute. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just leave that there and move on because I could, my bill wasn't really about none of that, but I just wanted to share that little bit with y'all. The Bushido Warrior Code. Bushido means warrior, and or is it broken down? It's broken down on two parts, the compound word. Um, I forgot how I was introduced to the book, but I just was looking for, books on. I was just in a moment where I was just searching for personal power. I felt like I was spiritually dehydrated. I felt like, you know, um, I just needed to grow, grow a little more, and I was just seeking something. So I was in the Edward R. Hamilton book catalog while I was in a box, and I came across. I seen a picture of it. I read the synopsis on what the book was about, so I purchased it. What was intriguing about it was how it's written, something similar to As a Man Thinketh, but it breaks down like certain words, like how like we look at the word, let's say courage, for example, right? We'll look at courage as a person standing up, whether it's against your personal fears, or just standing up for something that you believe in, whatever. That's a proclamation or form of courage, right? But with the Bushido Warrior Code, it makes these words like in the people, it gives like these words characteristics in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So you could better understand them. So the way the Bushido Warrior Code would define courage as the spirit of daring. You know what I'm saying? One that would be able to push yourself to, different limits, in different extents in your life. A lot of times, a lot of us, we say, yo, we G's, we gangsters. Some of y'all walk around with guns like I done did. Some of y'all done shot people like I done did. You know what I'm saying? Some people might have even, took a life that I done did. You know what I'm saying? What I'm not proud of. You know, um, but however, regardless, whatever you did it for, you did it for a purpose. You did it for a reason, whatever that reason was. You know what I'm saying? So it's a word called rectitude. I'm gonna use the word rectitude for example. You know what I'm saying? Rectitude is a moral decision, to correct the wrong. So let's say like it's like a moral justification for doing something. It's like righteousness in a sense. It is righteousness. Rectitude, like let's say you have a family member, um, y'all grew up together. You and your cousin or somebody or your brother, y'all grew up together. You know, you experience everything together. Y'all adults. One of y'all get locked up, you know, and while the other person locked up, you trying to push up on his wife or something like that. You find out about it. However, you decide to deal with that individual is a moral decision. You know, how you deal with that individual morally is justifiable from the information that you gathered and from the facts of what it is. You understand what I'm saying? So rectitude could be, I'm not even fucking with this individual no more. Forget him, fuck him. I'm not dealing with him no more. Fuck her. Some people would, fight the dude, fight with her, get back with her. You have many different scenarios. But what I'm saying is that on a spiritual and a righteous aspect, you know, um, rectitude is when like you stand up for yourself. You stand up for you is a you stand up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You stand up for your purpose. You stand up for your cause. Even if nobody else, even if nobody else would, even if nobody else supports you or believe in what it is that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And you keep it moving and you keep it pushing and you just find the strength to just keep going, keep going, keep going. And then when you finally reach that point and people start seeing your idea and it already grown and you already done did all the footwork and everything on your own. Now everything is prospering, is everything becomes successful. And then now all of a sudden people want to be involved in your situation because they see a way that they can capitalize off of on doing whatever it is that they want to accomplish, but without wanting to do the work with me. So I just don't even deal with them, don't do nothing for them or nothing like that and keep it pushing. Some people look at that as, oh, this individual could have got big headed. So now they think they all that, so they ain't fucking with me and this, that, and the other. But sometimes, we burn bridges, but didn't expect the person to send us a yacht. You know what I'm saying? The decisions that we make, we got to stand on that. We always got to stand on our decisions, and you see how all these words incorporate within themselves, within rectitude, and in that scenario I gave you, consists of honor. You know what I'm saying? Honor, loyalty, rectitude, courage. All that is like one individual. It's like a spirit. It's like, it's a person. You know what I'm saying? It's like a person. Yeah, slow, slow, slow. Somebody said I'm reading Blood in My Eyes right now. That's a good book by George Jackson. That's a beautiful book. Major peace and blessings to the elder. What you Jack and TV direct. Salute, man. I'm just seeing the energy right now before I continue. I just want to see the energy right now. That's all. Dre Ski Randolph. Salute. You already know. Love and respect. Peace. Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you, man. Thank y'all everybody for tuning in too, man. What's the James Allen quote you could give us that relates to the idea of rectitude? That relates to that's a good question. That's a beautiful question. M. Colvin raised a good question. What a James Allen quote you could give us that relates to the idea of rectitude? I mean, as a man thinketh, so who he is. Our character is built on the experiences we went through, because it's three ways you learn: what you observe, what you experience, and what you study. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ways you learn, right? So these are the ways you build your character. Your character, even though at a young age, right? Your parents teach you morals and teach you, always have clean underclothes on, always smell good, take a shower, go to sleep, eat at these times. They give you principles and everything. But as you start going to school and spending less time away from your parents, right? You know, your peers and those that surround you and influences and things that surround you, you know, you take pieces, everybody take different pieces of their environment, or, the people that they're around, the conventions and groups that they're around, and make up their character, right? Your character and your circumstances is one, because, we are the shapers and molders of our circumstances. So how we approach situations, the type of jobs we chose to get, the things that we chose, how we chose to live our lives, those are the moral decisions that we live with. Those are the things that we constantly have to deal with every day. This is how we pay our bills. This is how we wake up and go to bed every night, and things in between. All that is based on your thoughts and your decisions. So your circumstances, so basically you create your own circumstances. So your rectitude and how you see and view life is going to say a lot, not just by what you're saying, by your circumstances, by your situations that you're in. you know, your company, you know, where you live at, how you chose to spend your money. You know, those right there could be incorporated to all that could be incorporated into how you just asked me about how what James Allen's quote could identify the rectitude. Because remember, I always use this quote: watch your thoughts, because your thoughts could become words. Watch your words, because your words become actions. You got to watch those actions, because it will become your character. You know how you do things over and over again for so long, it becomes second nature. You just start doing things just because this is what you always did. You know what I'm saying? So watch your actions, because it becomes your character. And watch your character, because it becomes your destiny. Your destiny consists of your whole life, your circumstances on, you know, on who you are and how people recognize you as to who you is in this world. So as a shaper and molder of its own circumstances, you know, rectitude is a big part. A lot of decisions we make is based on our culture, our beliefs, you know, our beliefs, um, whether it's street culture, whether it's corporate culture, because it's rules in every different type of way of life. Is always rules to every type of life. It's just all about what rules you chose to identify that means importance to you. If corporate life is important to you, then you know it's decisions and everything you got to make on whether or not how you're going to be able to keep your job, you know what I'm saying, or how you lose your job, you know, or it'll tell you how much you're going to be making every year, and everything is based on our decisions that we chose to make. Whatever fields we chose to go into, you know what I'm saying? You know, all that's based on our decisions. All that's based on our decisions. Yo, listen, whoever got my number that know me, you know what I'm saying, you know, whatever, you can hit me up. You wanna be able to expand, y'all wanna talk about anything that I'm saying, y'all wanna be able to add on, have an open discussion. Yo, hit them likes, definitely hit them likes, get them likes up, subscribe to all those that's not subscribed yet. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. And remember, those that follow me on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, you can call, that follow me on Instagram, you know, y'all could call me through Instagram also, and I take a call while we live now, you know, and you could definitely expound on things, you know what I mean? As Sherrod Sherilyn, as a man thinketh, I'm trying to purchase a copy of the book. They have many different ones written. I would like to know the author. The author is James Allen. The author of As a Man Thinketh is James Allen. If you got a iPhone, you could is an app on there, is a yellow app with a book open. You go in there, you type in the book, you get the book right there. It's right there. Or anybody could just Google, it's gonna pop right up. And it's crazy because that book was written in the 1800s, and people talk about it and could identify it in today's life and what's going on in today's society and what's relevant to those in your mind. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's very important also, man. I advise y'all, man, you know, don't take words for granted. Do not take words for granted. What I mean by that is that don't be in a conversation with somebody, right? Don't be in a conversation with somebody and they're saying or using words that you don't know. You know, you ask them so you could build your vocabulary so you could understand what it is that they really speaking of, and not just, you know, guessing or taking things on face value and putting your own meaning to what it is that they're saying. You know, that's why certain individuals that be around me that try to be over intellectual tend to use words that they don't, that they misuse it, they use it wrong, you know, and I check them and everything and let them know, you know, nah, you know what I'm saying, this is what this mean and this what that mean. You know, you always want to expand your vocabulary, you know, that's very important. You know what I'm saying? And you always want to definitely keep feeding your mind. You know what I'm saying? We keep feeding our bodies. Some of us feed our bodies, healthy stuff. Some people feeding ourselves poison. Some people feeding ourselves both. You know, some people feed ourselves spiritually. Some of us don't. You know, some of us feed ourselves mentally. Some of us don't. You know, it's good to strive. It's good to always try to, you know, keep that balance. You know what I'm saying? Mind, body, and soul. Keep that mind, body, and soul tight. You know, you ain't got to be going to church every Sunday. You ain't got to be going to masjid every Friday. You know what I'm saying? Or you ain't got to be going to the tabernacle and all that. You ain't got to be doing all that to be a spiritual individual or to be you know, guided spiritually or being tuned spiritually. You know what I'm saying? So, but mind, body, and soul, man, we gotta keep feeding our minds. You know what I'm saying? So never think that we know it all because, you know, knowledge is infinite. Me and you would never know not even 1% of the world in our whole lifetime. Man 32, words are very strong. People cast spells upon themselves without knowing. Think before you speak. That's a whole fact. You know what? There's another saying to add on to what he to with Tallyman tell money, whatever, you know, pardon me if I'm saying it wrong, 32, no disrespect. Words are strong. People cast spells upon themselves without knowing, thinking before you speak. That's a whole fact because, you know, there's a saying, right, that says it's one thing keeping your mouth shut, and there's another thing opening it up and revealing who you really are. You know, a wise man could play the role of a fool, but a fool can't play the role of a wise man. And that's a whole fact. You know what I'm saying? Big facts. I'm listening before I speak. I watch your content many times. I'm just observing and not trying to fly on my group type. I'm always looking to mentally feed and strengthen that self. Yeah, that's the whole fact, Sherrod. No doubt, man. Kevin Lights, low 212. You ready? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's real deep, man. A lot of times, you know, how we approach things, sometimes, you know, we be getting fired. We be, you know, a lot of things be going on in our lives, man. You know, it's based upon our own decisions, man. A lot of the times, man, it's based on our own stupidity or based on our own limits. You know, a lot of us don't want to look like suckers, so sometimes we make decisions based on the ego and not looking at the bigger picture. Yo, Kross CK in here. Yo, salute to my brother CK. I love him, man. I don't know what I ain't see CK. I ain't see his name, but I ain't see him where he was tuned in at. But that's my brother. I love him, man. I don't know where he at. I ain't see him. So hopefully he make a comment or he could call me. Yo, CK, if you want to, bro, call me. You want to add on something to this live? You want to, you know, share something, whatever, to the people? Then you already know, man. It's all good, bro. Oh, there you go. There you go. There my brother go right there. Yeah, CK, if you want to, bro, you could call, you get on live with me and share anything you want to share, do what you want to do, bro. You know that. But outside of that, man, you know, how many of y'all seen that video? How many of y'all seen that video that I had put on the OG stretch when he was talking about things that was going on in his hood or things that was going on in LA? There you go, bro. There go CK right here. Yo, King, salute. What up, bro?
You already know what time it is, man. Shout out to the giant shoulder, man. Billy!
Yeah, you already know, man. Peace and love, King. How you been? You and your family, man. Y'all holding up good during this chaos?
Yeah, no, I'm good, beloved. I'm good, man. Everything good. The family good so far. My older brother Ray, he passed away though, man, due to this monster that we call the silent enemy. You know what I mean? But apart from that, man, you know what I mean? You know, it's all good. I can't really complain, man. I'm out here trying to survive and keep it together, man. How you and yours?
Yeah, man, bro. We actually doing the same thing, man. Thanks for asking, King. Basically, man, back in New York right now. I've been back here since what, Saturday? Yeah, I've been back since Friday. Came back Friday from PA, you know what I'm saying? I came out here, you know, wifey started back working, you know, started back going back to work and things. And you know, being with the corona thing, whatever, you know, truck thing slowed up a little bit. But we had some temporary workers because, you know, also because of the coronavirus, some people don't want to come to work until everything is done. So it's a whole lot of things. So we took the truck back right now. It don't make no sense keep holding on to it right now if you know if we ain't doing nothing with it. So we don't want to lose money doing that. So at the same time, being I'm in New York now, hopefully I can get a contract out here at the same time, you know, because we trying to do the whole tri-state anyway. So while I'm out here, we just trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that other temporary thing I was doing ain't there no more. So, you know, I'm always, you know, in the trenches trying to, you know, chase that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no question or whatever. The good thing is, in my industry, you know, Governor Cuomo is going to let motherfuckers go back to the construction sites and all those labor jobs because they kind of like, you got to be in the motherfucking face in order to catch coronavirus, man. Doing what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's a good thing. You were just working a couple months ago, so you know how that shit go. Like, you have to really be in a nigga kitchen when we got a construction job in order for a motherfucker to pass. Like, if we really, hey, what's up, how you doing? And that's it. We go to work and we do what our job function is. So good thing is, you know, by May 15th, they're going to let everything go back to normal in the construction game. So, you know, at that point, whatever, I don't know how big the workforce is going to be, but I know it's going to be some jobs and I'm going to be doing some hiring and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, I also going to post up. I want everybody to know too. I'm gonna post up some things because I found out it's going to be an apprenticeship in the carpentry aspect of construction. They're going to be starting an apprenticeship class real soon. I'm gonna let y'all know the exact date and everything. I'm gonna post on my community, so I'm gonna post it up so y'all just go on there. Y'all be able to see it there. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but yo, I miss you though, bro, man. You know, yeah, man. I was just building on the book Rectitude, right? I mean, not the book Rectitude. Excuse me. I'm just focused on Rectitude, but the book called Bushido Warrior Code. And I was speaking on the principles. It's speaking on like rectitude, loyalty, honor, courage, veracity. You know, being you know, truth. You know, and things of that nature. And, you know, I was telling them how these are the things that basically shape and mold how I move and how I think, you know, how I embrace people, how I dismiss people, or, you know, some of the things that be moving in my mind. Because a lot of times they be wondering, you know, some of the books that we read and, you know, how we kept our sanity or, you know, and things of that nature, you know, just getting more in depth of who we are and things of that nature. So they be asking for that knowledge. So I just started been sharing it. Remember, I told you that's why I did the book club. I started the book club. This is my my third episode.
That's what's up, man. I'm definitely gonna join the book club because you know I like to read and you know I like to meet new things. But to comment on what you was just saying, I'm gonna drop a jewel right here, whatever. Right? I'm pretty sure you gonna know what it is because you know the feeling because you've been a part of the life, right?
Right.
But when all the smoke was going on and all the back and forth came maybe or whatever, you know, I felt abandoned, like niggas left me to fight a particular battle on my own, right?
Right.
But now I feel like it's happening all over again, but on a different level. Like to make it clear for people to understand. All right, everybody already know Like I did what I did with the Kev Mac situation or whatever, and a lot of motherfuckers didn't support me, so it left me out there to campaign and fight for what's right. And at some point in time, the paperwork came out and shit was proved since CK was right. Right?
Right.
All right. But in a reverse way, according to what you just said, that's how I'm feeling. I'm actually sitting back analyzing dudes, trying to figure out where the loyalty at. You know, as you do it, work on for dedication. What are you dedicated to? Because I feel left alone, with the exception of you. Our brother Don. I don't think dudes understand like a nigga don't care about you jacking who I am. I don't care about none of that, right?
Right.
I just want to know that a motherfucker got enough compassion for me that it breeds a little bit of loyalty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm feeling like with the exception of you, with a couple of good guys, I'm basically back to square one, fighting a never-ending battle by myself, bro. You know what I mean? So that book kind of coexist and coincide with, because I'm a warrior. Dudes don't realize warriors don't fight every fight that they know they can win. Warriors fight based off of morals or principles and the thing that they stand for.
Right.
You know what I mean? So my belief is that, that your book club is going to win, but then I got 2,000 haters saying, yo, listen, if you say that book club going to win, we're going to shoot bow and arrows at you. Well, then shoot your bow and arrows. Because I ride according to my beliefs. I ride according to, my morals, my principles, which is based off of my beliefs. And so, yeah, I want to read that book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to get more in depth in it and see what you're talking about,
Yeah, you know what's ill about that, what you said, man, is that the things that we go through in life, because remember I was speaking, because somebody asked me how do rectitude, or give me a quote from As a Man Thinketh and how it relates to rectitude, right? Rectitude, rectitude being the moral uprightness to correct a wrong, or a moral justification, which is righteousness. It's like we recognize that the situations that we do deal with, especially when it's not a fault of our own, that it reminds us that when we go through, it reminds us that our cause is real. It reminds me that I'm really this important to this individual or individuals, to whereas they're going to go out their way to do this, that, and the other. So I'm that much important to, I'm taking this much time of an individual's life that they could never get back. They could never get a second back on deal. Anybody right now that's on this live, they could never get a second back that they spent with us right now, that we're spending together. They could never get this back. But at least the time that they are spending is purposeful. It has a meaning. It have a value. You know what I'm saying? If it don't have no value, then it's like, you know what they say about perception, right? Because life is about perception, right? So in a nutshell, when people look at money, they look at a dollar, they look at money, right? And they say, well, you know what? Money is not backed by a commodity. It's not backed by oil and gold no more. It haven't been like that since about the 20s or 30s or something like that, right? But people's value on what they believe on a dollar to be is what keeps it valuable to society. Because we already know the dollar itself is a promissory note. It has no value. It's telling you on that dollar that you have this amount in the treasury or some shit like that, and whatever. And what account do I have in the treasury that I know to get into?
Do me a favor, bro. Hold on, bro. Smiling right now. Say that shit. The dollar is what? Say it again, bro. Please, man.
I said the dollar is not backed like how it used to be by gold or oil. So the dollar itself really doesn't have no value is a promissory note. It's basically telling you, if you look at the, oh, let me pull the money. Let me pull something out. Let me pull something out my pocket right quick.
Preach, you motherfucker.
Yeah,
preach, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Let me take, because I'm near side, so I gotta look, right? I'm gonna tell you what the money says. I know it says the Federal Reserve note, right? It says this note is a legal tender for all debts, public and private. Right? Hold on for a second. This is my wife. Hold on for a second. What else, sweetheart? Yeah, I'm doing a live right now, but I'm doing for the first time, I'm doing a little calling thing, and I'm just breaking down the money thing right now. I got CK on the other line. I'll call you back, all right? Yeah, pardon me, y'all. Yeah, bro.
For this building, my nigga. For this building, my nigga. Please, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's signed by the Secretary of the Treasury, right? So now it says that this is a legal tender, right, for all debts, public and private, right? So if this right here would clear all debts, then why is so-called America in $1 trillion of debt to China? Why is everybody with a credit card in debt? You know, why is people losing their houses and everything if they don't pay a certain amount of money, if this $1 right here covers all debt and everything like that? You know, there's a lot of semantics, but let me see, let me look at another even higher bill. Look at a higher bill, see what it says. It pretty much says the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, just like a lot of people is under the impression that the Federal Reserve and the government is two different entities. Like if I'm a super world power, right? Or let's say I'm Jay-Z, for example, right? You think I'm gonna have somebody else that's in charge of my wealth and my currency and my dollar put in somebody's hands and I have no say-so to it? So that means I have no rules or no rights to that money? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because you could look at it, you could say private in the aspect of, you know, because every is a senator or governor from every state. Because I believe the Federal Reserve was 13 banks. One of them right there, in downtown, over there close by where Tracy, where World Trade was at. I think it's 13 of them, and a governor or senator member from each state is the president of that bank, and every alphabet represents what region of the bank where the currency comes from.
And you said it's 13 of them, right?
Right, it's 13 of them, and everybody can Google this. You know what I'm saying? Right? Money is not backed by nothing but your belief on what a dollar is. Anybody Google and ask gold or oil having backed money since the 1920s or something like that.
But you know why it's only 13 of those banks, right? What it represents?
The original 13 colonies?
My nigga. I see that I gotta hit you with the Mr. Miyagi symbol, because I can't school and teach you no more. I still gotta teach other niggas. You're not on my case alone. I can't even charge you for therapy no more. You know everything now.
Nah, bro. You giving me therapy right now, man. You know, when I like embodying this type of energy, man, because I would let this type of energy consume me. We just can't let negative energy consume us You know, and we can't just let motherfuckers trick us out our freedom, man, because like we said, man, a wise man can play the role of a fool, fool can't play the role of a wise man. I know it's overwhelming. For me, it's very overwhelming to be out here. I feel like a Martian at times because it's like, I can't identify with the thought process of the people that's out here that at this time. I can't say generation, I'm gonna say at this time and age. Because I can't say generation, because if I say generation, then it's going to just be saying the youth. When I know a lot of old dummies, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a lot of old dummies, a lot of people that just don't know or can't act their age for certain reasons. Everybody has some time of mental problems. I know it's been all type of things, thrown in on us. That's why when I wanted to speak about gentrification, right? Because gentrification in a political sense is defined as, removing a certain class of people for a better class of people to up a community, right?
Yeah.
Another way to look at it on a responsible aspect is, why the fuck we feel so comfortable and it's cool to violate our hood like that? What I mean by that is, we go to other people's neighborhoods, we look around and be skeptical to throw something on the floor. We're more than likely probably keep it in our car or keep it on ourselves until we get somewhere else and throw it away, or we see a garbage can, we throw it away. But soon we get in our neighborhood, that shit goes right on the floor. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I understand and I get it. A lot of time, we are constantly being oppressed, based on our skin color, based on history. History tell us that, and a lot of things that's going on today about how the felonies that I committed because I married this individual, she can't get certain jobs. You know what I'm saying? How my kids won't get certain jobs. How the hoods and everything in the United States even started amongst our people. You know what I'm saying? So, all this was like written in stone for where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, just because we know that and because we gangster, we this, that, and the other, that don't mean we have to act like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to act like, you know what I'm saying, the kids or we don't have to act like how they're portraying us to be, because when we act like that, it's justification. That's their rectitude. Yeah, Ish 5'9", the real is, yo, salute. Appreciate the donation, beloved. Keep it up. He's saying keep it up, yo. I appreciate that. Anything else you want to say, King? Gentrification is deeper than we know. The caveman got a mind way to the mountain areas because the earth is. Yeah, that's right. What's up, bro?
Yeah. Basically, what I want to say, man, is keep on shining, bro. Keep doing what you got to do, or whatever. Your brother's here behind door number 2. Whatever you need me for, if you just need some more support and want to sit down, and chop it up to a couple of bashes, some rubber gloves. You know what I mean?
Yo, you know what I want to?
What it is.
Yo, you know what I want to do? Whenever we have some free time, what I want to do is, man, go out, get something to eat, man. We can probably get a skit or 2 in. But I told you that about what I wanted to do, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? We just take it from there, you alright? But I wish you nothing but success and the best, man. Best health, best wealth, bro. You know that, man. Health is wealth, man. So, you know what I mean?
You too, and I want to thank everybody in the chat for support my brother, man. Keep the motherfucking struggle alive, man. And y'all know my slogan, nigga, grocery sell more than dope.
That's a fact. Love you, bro. You all right?
Peace. I love you too.
All right. Yeah, man, no doubt, my brother. You helped me teach, growth, and develop 100. Yeah, no doubt, beloved. Yeah, that's what it's about, though. So, getting to the OG scratch, right? Those that watched the video that I had put out, it was interesting to me, man, because he spoke from a space that I didn't really hear none of them really say. And I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not saying that nobody else said anything like the way he said it, because I never really listened to a lot of them. You know, I listened to Kev Mac. Speaking of Kev Mac, let me get the Kev Mac real fast. Let me get the Kev Mac, man. Kev Mac is a real interesting brother, man. Real interesting brother, man. And I got a real genuine liking and respect for Kev Mac. I really do. And me and him was in the chat. Me and him was exchanging dialogue over the phone, whatever, right? We was exchanging dialogue. You know, yeah, no doubt, man. Yo, hit them likes, hit them likes, keep them likes up, hit them likes, let them likes up, hit them likes up. Kev Mac, I told Kev Mac, I said, salute OG, peace and blessings. I called when Info Minds gave me a number. Well, no, let me introduce that. He said, yes, sir. He said, I got a lot of people trolling me, but less I respond, the more go away. Hold up, that's not what I'm talking about. This is what Kev Mac said. He said, no one has ever said anything bad about Mel Kross, and I respect that. I am not in a pissing contest, and I try to keep everything respectful towards New York. What these kids don't realize is I love New York when I visited, and as a gambler, I love the Yankees, and like not forget your homegrown homeboy Dow Strawberry also played for the New York Mets in '86 and the Yankees in '96. That aside, my opinion and experience about New York cats not liking Cali games and Cali rep in the 1980s shouldn't be a big deal. It's just my experience. Not one, not uno, not a single person gets mad or gives me backlash when I say LA wanted to be like New York in the 80s because of the B-boy style, graffiti, hip hop. No one says I had LA or call LA fake. You know, he say we have to learn to respect our disregard or we disregard people's opinions if we can't have friendly dialogue or debates. Unfortunately, some people want to make it into a beef. Another thing, a lot of people on both coasts don't like to talk about is black migration. LA doesn't have decades of experience like New York and a few other cities, but about 60% of Californians came from New York and the South. So naturally, LA is not going to always be original and influence the entire United States influenced by the entire United States. What unique about LA is the fact that we are about to go to visit family over in the US. We get to go to visit family all over the US and able to influence others because our lifestyle and culture is different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a fact. I wanted to see. I'm tallying all this in together because my thing is that this right. I shared y'all a book that was written by a Japanese individual in a culture that is not our own, that is not black, that is a Japanese culture, and but the principles and how it broke down touched me morally and spiritually. And it's something that I incorporated in my life. So the Japanese influenced me. These are the same people that came over here and bombed Pearl Harbor, but it's something that I got out of them that influenced me in a positive way. And things that I've been sharing with y'all and what I exposed to y'all today, right? This is what Kev Mac was talking about yeah, y'all influenced us crazy because the b-boy hip hop thing, we wanted to incorporate that and whatever case may be, so forth and so on. And just like how we got influenced by the Blood and Crip thing, which started out in LA and everything, also like it's certain gangs out there that's in LA that was started by a New Yorker, like like the Harlem Crips. You know what I'm saying? Started from a person that was from Harlem, New York, that moved out there, and he started that set, and they had some of them that's still out here. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a lot of things, but the main thing is that, look at the fact that Tukey Williams, he's not from LA. He is one of the founding members, the co-founders of the Crips that changed the whole LA way of gang banging, because before Bloods and Crips, remember, you had the farmers, which was a lot of people from down south that moved, to LA and whatever, when they created the gang, was going against, the white people, white supremacist people out there and everything like that, the spook hunters or whatever they was calling themselves. You had the farmers, you had the Slawsons, you had the gladiators, you had the young lords, you had a few people with things that was going on in LA. And then when Tukey and them started the Crip thing, they started that because, they was basically running around just violating people. So the other little smaller gangs and cliques, whatever, they joined together to fight against them. And then here we have it. So at the end of the day, it's like, it's really nothing to glorify. This is how, when I was talking about gentrification, this is how all this ties into one. Even going back to OG Scratch's interview, when he was talking about gentrification and everything like that, is because it's one thing that everybody's 100% correct. Yeah, somebody said most Black Californians are from Mississippi, Louisiana. I didn't know that. I'll do some research on that. Please, Cortez, David hit the money in the button where you comment would let you lead through the process. Or somebody was answering something. I ain't even peeped that because I was over there talking and everything like that. I'm just going on. Remember, anybody that got my, that know me, got my number and everything, they want to hit me, they could. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I told Kev Mac, though. I told Kev Mac, beloved, that's one of the realest statements I ever heard and read. That's one of the most honest. That was informative and mind blowing. Thank you. I will discuss this. So he know that I was going to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? And I got love and a great deal of respect for you. And I told him that there are similarities like that too, because in New York, majority of people in New York is come from different other countries. Um and it's the same thing what OG Scratch was talking about, you know, um with the competitive wage epidemic or pandemic going on right now, people is pretty much fighting for peanuts because, if I'm a business and if I could pay somebody off the books that don't have their information correct or have nothing correct, or if they coming off of, just coming out of jail when they don't got their stuff correct, whatever, I could pay them under the table below minimum wage on a hush hush, and I pay them $14 an hour as opposed to paying somebody that have their OSHA and everything together $20-$25 an hour. Who the businessman gonna take? They're gonna save $10-11 an hour by hiring this person. So with that money, I could hire two for the price of that one person, or maybe even three sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's crazy, but yeah, I see how I'm tying everything together because my purpose is that, again, it's not about east, west, north, south, or none of that. It's about what's really going on. All these things is really distractions from things that we really need to be talking about and everything like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like we really gotta sit back and watch everything that's really going on because like the brother OG Scratch said, with the gentrification, people been living in that hood, you know what I'm saying, for so long, they get offered this money, that's gonna be a come up for them to go somewhere, you know what I'm saying, do whatever it is they trying to do to live a better life. while we in the hood, we still should be trying to live a better life. That's why we shouldn't be destroying our communities no more. You know what I'm saying? You got a can of some in your hand, throw it in the garbage. Don't destroying everything, pissing all over the place, and making it uncomfortable for us to live. But then we get mad and start, talking about other people when they call us out for the things we doing, and we use the words race and everything, and we get mad about it. But when we look, there's a lot of truth in the things that they saying. You know what I'm saying? So, our conduct and everything got to change, man. You know what I'm saying? We should want better for ourselves. We went through that. It's 2020. We don't want to raise our kids in that. Let me read some of the comments. Most New York people, family from the South. That's a whole fact. My family from the South. My mother was born from the South. My mom's is from Alabama. That's where she was born at. My family's from Alabama. You know what I'm saying? We Cherokee and African American. You know what I'm saying? I don't like using the word Indian for obvious reasons, but I can go into a whole spill about that. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we still are fam regardless to where we dwell, period. That's right. We are fam from where we dwell, period, because we just people that have been pushed different parts of the world against our will. We know our history, but they got these people thinking that, they're Jamaican and Haitian, like it's two different people, or you Jamaican Haitian, or you African American, or you French Canadian, or you this, that, and the other. We still all one people regardless. We got to identify and recognize that and stop having these frivolous conversations. These other nationalities thinking about East Coast, West Coast, these people teaching their kids on how to do stocks, read stocks and bonds and everything and all that. They're not worried about those type of things. That's why I said about rectitude and perception and things that we have in our mind. Watch our thoughts. Our thoughts come words. Watch our words. They become action. Watch our action. They become our character. Watch our character become our destiny. As a man thinketh, so he is. You know what I'm saying? We the shapers and the molds of our circumstances. Remember that. You know what I mean? David Tripp, salute. Y'all appreciate your donation, bro. Salute. Appreciate you, man. Got anything you want to say with that? Psycho poverty and not able to own. Yeah, see, back to what OG Stress is talking about, right? Is that, people speak about being independent, right? How are you independent and you your own when you gotta pay somebody rent? Me, own property and land, but gotta pay somebody. I bought the land, I purchased the land. So what happens is I don't chose to pay the taxes after that. If this is mine or whatever, I own this, then why do I have to pay you taxes for it? So when you speak about independence and understanding what these words mean, you know, it's imperative to have your own. That's why during the Black Panther movement, that era, Black Power movement era and everything like that, man, they talked about that 40 acres and a mule. A lot of people look at that as frivolous or this, that, and the other. It was a real deep importance in that. First of all, it was promised to us, and that promise was never fulfilled. That's number one. Number two is when you got your own land, think about the Indians, right? Or excuse me, Mark, scratch that. My bad. When you think about the Native Americans, right, for lack of a better term, they are our peoples, right? Um, they have reservations. They own property. On their property, they have casinos. On their property, they grow tobacco and everything like that. This is how those nations, their nations, get their money. Police, nobody can just go on their property and do anything like that. There's different codes and different things you got to go about on how to go about doing that. You know what I'm saying? The importance of that is when you have your own land, that's when you're truly independent because you grow your own resources. You make your own laws. You know what I'm saying? You are the law. You understand what I'm saying? That's what independence is in a nutshell. It ain't you're free from hostility and free to live your life until you stop paying me. Once you stop paying me, then it's gonna be a problem. That's not what freedom is. When a lot of us that we working and with everything, only thing we doing, man, we just living day by day, living, you know what I'm saying? We living by check and everything like that, man. You know what I mean? And the minute we stop paying for wherever we living, man, it's a problem. They're gonna kick us out, police gonna be in your back, and this, that, and the other, whatever. So how independent we really are. Those are the things that we gotta sit back and think about. That's why when I posted that picture with about the Mexicans, no disrespect to them or nothing like that, but and I posted a picture about the Mexicans or a lot of different um nationalities that come into the United States, and they might not have it to branch out and everybody had their own crib. So it'd be a whole bunch of them in one crib and they all hustlers. So they out there working, pulling in the money you pulling in, they all living under one roof. They're gonna be up and if they're gonna be really be up because they all sharing the resource and everything. So now if instead of you deciding to pay 2,000 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment in projects, you pay less than that and get property somewhere in some land or something like that, and everybody think like that, man, you just form a whole little new village like that. And even though you might not own the land, whatever, but just what you have and the resource and the freedom that you have, you know what I'm saying? It puts you in a way better predicament and circumstances, certain situation as then if it was when you crapped up in somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Red Lion. So when they said, once I left New York, I peeped game regarding property rights, gun ownership, and land. There are whole counties for sale in the United States. That's a fact. There's a whole counties in sale in the United States. That's a whole fact, man. People trying to world, man. Diana is free. Crips and Bloods beefing within their own sets now. Everybody just need a code of conduct. No set tripping. But if you trip RP. Beat or tag, make sure to hit that like. If you have not, hit that X right in the corner. It's like free score. Tell them no, hit them likes, man. It's real right here. Y'all know that's what y'all always gonna get with me. You know that it's hard to get people on board with this ideology. Yeah, man. They say, man. You know who your real friend are when they don't need you no more. So when a lot of people is not in need or they're in a comfortable space, sometimes you be so caught up in the you if you in a situation to help or whatever, that you just don't, not that you have to, but I noticed that people that are struggling and going through things are more compassionate for other people's feelings as opposed to people that's not going through nothing that are happy. They don't want to, they try to not be around that. But people that's going through things tend to be more compassionate towards people. Man, it's just, but this is what this is about, man. I should call. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna call this. You know what I'm gonna call this book club, man. I'm gonna get a thumbnail for it and all that, man. I'm gonna call this "Build and Destroy." That's what this book club is gonna get called. Build and Destroy. We building, expanding our minds, learning new things, sharing things that we don't would normally do on the street corners and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Or something that we probably won't feel cool or comfortable with in the classroom or something like that, that you could really just be around people that you could identify with, that come from the background that you come with, that you come from, you know what I'm saying, that it's just not kicking on no BS, no bullshit about what's going on the street, but actually, you know what I'm saying, feeding the mind, you know what I'm saying, from a whole different aspect, you know what I mean? So, you know, we building and we destroying all that negative, you know what I'm saying, that negative energy and all that other stuff, and we just focus on real shit, you know what I'm saying? We just take it from there, keep it like that, you feel me? That's a fact. Oh, Ramsey Bryant, that's a fact for us. Another thing, we gotta learn that sometimes credit is better than money. Yes, it is. Absolutely, yes, it is. We all used to each other, just don't abuse each other. Diana is free. That's a whole fact. Diana is free. The struggle can sharpen your perspective of life. That's a whole fact. Diana free. That's true. Diablo Hanzo, there's a division between good and evil, righteous and dishonorable, greed and satisfaction. The war out here deeper than color is spiritual. You know what, Diablo Hanzo, you made a good point. There is a division between good and evil, righteousness and dishonorable. But you know what? They need each other to coexist. What value would good have if it ain't have no contrary, if it ain't have no polarity, if it ain't have no adversary, if it ain't have no opposition? So good would be nothing without evil. Up wouldn't be the same without down. Left couldn't go without right. You understand what I'm saying? Big Dog Monster, he said, yo, Mel, I want to apologize for that gang comment on your Mass Swarm video. Yo, Big Dog Monster, salute you. I appreciate that. I don't really recall it, but I know a lot of people be saying things, whatever, but I appreciate your apology and it's all accepted, brother. Salute. Passion B. I don't think good and evil are separate. I think we all have the ability to be both good and evil depending on the situation. Passion B, that's a fact. That's a whole fact. Jason Catskill, fact. Everything have a balance. Yeah, everything has a balance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's just what it is. Then it's free. It's color to my dude. I don't understand the last statement, but you know, definitely though. But definitely feeling the energy, man. You know, I don't know. We've been on here for about an hour and 8 minutes now. I'm about to go to an hour and 10 minutes. Unless anybody else gonna call up or anybody else want to add on to what we gotta say, you know what I'm saying? I have an idea for a movie. Two friends get involved with their boss's beach house for the weekend. The boss suddenly dies. Not sure what to name it though. Any given weekend, or you could name it the boss's house, or the beach house, or the boss beach house. Something, you know what I'm saying? You know, play with that. Dan is free. Mel Cross, as Diablo, what year in American history did color not be an issue? See, natives got land, and we talking about it's a class thing. That's a whole fact. Diablo, you heard that? Diablo, she said, what year in American history did color not be an issue? Color's an issue all from everywhere in this world. Color's an issue. See, natives got land. We talking about it's a class thing. Diablo, you want to answer that? Diablo, salute. Yeah, we need to know how to do good and evil. I am evil to ops. That's a fact. That's a whole fact. Yeah, it's still definitely a race thing, man. It's always gonna be a race thing. Still a race thing. It's crazy, man. You know, you think that in this time and age that it won't be, but it is. You know what I mean? But yo, we gonna get this book club jumping. That's what it's gonna be called. Build and destroy. We're gonna be destroying. We're gonna be building up, building nations, building our minds, building our souls, building our bodies, keeping our spiritually up and everything. You know, and destroying all the bad and negative about ourselves, man. So we gotta always feed ourselves things like this, man, or to keep ourselves growing, healthy, and prospering. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in for Kross TV Network. That's Kross with a K. But also, before I forget, what I will do, anybody that didn't look at that OG Stretch video that I posted, look at it because I really want to expand more on that video. That video is very valuable, it's very powerful, means a lot. And I will be posting up about the carpentry apprentice class coming up. Um, so I'm gonna post that and everything too. Keep everybody in tune. Get back on my job, making sure anything I see available coming up for anything or dealing with anything at this coronavirus. I'm definitely be sharing and passing that information. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you know. But then I stay up. Y'all know y'all get the real and real. This Kross TV Network. This Kross with the K. Mel Kross signing out. One.